Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Wednesday. It is time for What's Trending with Don. So I wanted to go over a couple things with you. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a good, Valentine's weekend. And if any of you guys gave your sweetie some of those Lady Gaga Oreos that we've been talking about and pitching here on What's Trending. I hope you got some rest by then. Actually, I went out and bought two more boxes, so I'll tell you the power of those Lady Gagas. But anyway, let's get over to What's Trending this week. We're going to start with, let me go over here and share my screen. We're going to start with some Valentine's Day stuff that we came up with when we were looking through our stream here. So let me pop this up here. Nice little story here about a couple of kids. They go on a Valentine's Day to McDonald's drive-through. As we look through here are these two guys in their little battery operated car going through the drive-through getting their Happy Meals. But as the story talks about young love, says two adorable 6-year-olds in New York hit the drive-through at the local McDonald's for a pint-sized Valentine's Day date. The little boy took the special occasion seriously, driving himself and his date to the pickup window in a tiny battery-powered truck, complete with a police escort supervised from behind. And this is little Cooper Traxler, and he's taking this date out, Natalie Olson, for a cheeseburger for for Valentine's Day. It was so funny. They hit it off in kindergarten, and apparently he was a little bit upset because he hadn't been able to visit, and so they set up this date. And actually, as you can see him here in the car, they soon became best friends, and they actually got the little car donated. Some guy was impressed with them and their little puppy love going on. So they bought them this little vehicle, and then they ended up actually after they're through here, got the drive through. They went inside and actually had their meal. He gave her the card, and the whole thing worked out really, really fine for them. So congratulations, kids. That's awesome. Nice way to have Valentine's Day. Anyway, I don't know if they got any Lady Gagas or not, but there you go. Okay. Well, what's happening else? Oh, we got this winter storm, man, in Texas. Oh my, well, it's all over actually, but man, in Texas, where I'm from, where all my family friends down there and everything, it has been a struggle down there. I mean, they've had everything go out. The coal got frozen. They just weren't prepared for this at all. The wind turbines that were providing a lot of power in Texas, they apparently didn't ever order the cold weather package on those things. So those things froze up. So they weren't working. So it lost that power source. The coal was frozen, lost that power source. All the solar that they had down there, either had snow on the panels or ice on the panels. So the solar wasn't working. And so it was really just I guess to make a pun, a perfect storm of problems down there for Houston and Dallas and all those areas down there. But yeah, they had a big mess down there, and of course my kids were down there, so I felt kind of sorry for them. But there is one guy that in Houston, Mattress Mac. Now he showed up here, I think, during one of the floods recently that they had down there as well. But he hopped into action, and he opened up his stores for some folks who were out of heat. And couldn't get it. So I don't know if they could get to him. I guess it probably had to be local. But he said that Houston is again in danger this week. They knocked out power and the turns rose to ice, and so he wants the community to have a safe place to turn to. So what he did was he opened up his stores, and here he is in there. Coming in and letting them hang out. He has two stores, I think. They call the Gallery of Furniture in Houston and Houston West, and so they got sell a bunch of mattresses and stuff. But I mean, just a super guy, man. He put in there. He's got generators. He bought 10,000 gallons of fuel, worth of diesel to make sure everything was fine. And I think they put about 800 people in there. So, man, way to go, Mattress Mac, for hanging in there and really being a good steward during these times. It's so important for us to, as business people and entrepreneurs in the community, to help out. So kudos to Mattress Mac on that. And I reminded my wife this morning, everybody, in Dallas, worrying about all the heat off and everything. But I just, I kind of wanted to bring a picture of John Neely Bryant's old cabin. He was the founder of Dallas, and that's what he lived in. So, I don't know. It was rough back then. So it's just kind of reminiscent, I guess, now of what you had back then. Especially, I know a lot of folks really weren't ready for it. He didn't have firewood or anything. So, but I know it was tough, and my prayers gone out to them, and still do, because I know a lot of folks are still recovering down there. They had rolling power outages and total grid failures and everything else. So God bless all you folks down there for hanging it out. In fact, Jan and I are going to be heading down to Dallas this weekend, so we're waiting until all this is over with. But we'll come down there and visit you and maybe take you out to dinner. But anyway, what else we got? Oh, this was a good one. Have we ever heard of a fish that had buoyancy issues? Well, apparently there was a goldfish stuck swimming upside down. He had some buoyancy issues, and so they made this tiny little plastic life jacket for this goldfish. Now I've heard of extreme, love for pets, but making a life jacket out of tubing and AC parts is a new one on me. But apparently, this goldfish was stuck swimming upside down, and it had a case of swim bladder. Okay, now I've had a lot of cases of things, but I don't think I've ever had swim bladder. But and it affects fish's buoyancy, so they took him down. The owners were really upset, and they wanted it taken care of. So they took him down to the Garden Sanctuary in Worthington, England, and they took pity on the upside down fish. Apparently he was having to stay down at the bottom of the tank all this time. So they went in there and they put the jacket on him, and they just want to make sure that the goldfish got the most out of life. And actually, the jacket is actually, I think, adjustable. So a fish can get into all parts of his tank. So for all you guys worried about the goldfish, goldfish is fine. Goldfish is fine. He's got his little jacket on, so he's good to go. All right. Something else I didn't know about either. All you people who throw your apple cores out the window when you're driving down the road. I know who you are. I've seen you out there. I've been following you. I got your license tag number. But what you've been doing is you've been introducing invasive species by throwing your apple core out the car window. And I tell you what, I'm gonna start telling on you. Now they found this, and it's really all you folks in Scotland that I saw doing it. This is really where you've been running the native apple trees, and I never knew this was a thing, but apparently what's happened is these apple cores, these store-bought apples, are now are hybrids now, and so now about 30% of all the wild apple trees in the country are actually hybrids because people have been throwing out their apple cores on the road. So this is apparently a big deal in Scotland. I mean, that's a lot. You think about 30% of all the wild apple trees are actually hybrids now. So I guess they've been eating a lot of apples and throwing a lot of them out the window. But I guess it's a mess down there, so you got to watch for that when you're throwing those out. So maybe the trash is the way to go. And then when I went on down here, I was reading about the apples, and all of a sudden, I guess in the United States, it's not so much apples. In the Midwest, it's earthworms. People fishing with their worms, and they just throw them out when they're done if they don't use them all, right? So what's happening is they're called jumping worms, and these things are actually, I guess, going in and messing up the soil. A lot of people use them in compost, but now when they get into the forest, they mess up the soil. Now we're up in New Hampshire. It's got the study, and so they eat the nutritious top layer of the soil, leaving less seed for native plants and trees to germinate. So now we got a invasive worm issue. So we got to watch out for those. So they're saying, how do you stop this? Well, got a real good cure here. It says the worms cannot drown, so it's better off just throwing them in the trash. So that's our environmental advice today for all you guys fishing with your earthworms. Is just toss them in the trash or just feed them to the fish. I don't know what you want to do. So let's toss your apple cores and your earthworms in the trash so we don't have any more issues. Okay, we don't want to get into all that. All right, well, let's what we got here. Oh, let's talk about the Falcon 9 rocket. I talked last week about the satellites going up, the Starlinks, and so Falcon 9 went up, and you can see this is such a strange world that we're in. It's how far we've gone, but apparently there's this drone ship, that goes out, and the drone ship goes out, and then when the Falcon, the second stage comes down, the first stage comes down, and it lands itself, and so it just, it's all, you got a drone ship and you got a rocket landing itself. So that's why these guys get paid the big bucks. But apparently this one the first stage didn't make it. He didn't re-enter. You can see it up there. All I saw was a flash. But the second stage did make it through. It made its trip. So for all you folks with your $99 deposits in for Starlink, you're good. You're good to go. Because 60 Starlink satellites were delivered. The payload was delivered, and now we now have 60 more satellites up above us floating around. So there you go. This is just strange stuff to me, but apparently it's going to grow in number because they're going to have operational satellites above 1,000 of them up in there for internet service for us, for you folks or us folks or whoever gets these things. But kind of crazy stuff. I mean, they've had some failed missions, but I think this is like well, they had 10 or 12 so far, and I think they've had two. This is the second one that went bad, but yeah, didn't make it back down. But again, don't worry about it. You got your satellite up there, so your 99 deposit is secure. But kind of interesting story. But speaking of Falcon 9, well, here's Elon. We're going to talk about Elon again. I think he has been in What's Trending every time that we've done this over the last few weeks. But now the world's richest man is about to get a whole lot richer because what he did was he went out there and he received 4 grants to buy 8.4 million Tesla shares. Now, not $8.4 million worth, but 8.4 million Tesla shares in 2020. So after paying the exercise price, those stocks options are now worth $6.2 billion. So it's nice, isn't it? So now he has a combined $24.8 billion value of options that he alone has. And that's again 24 billion, and that's more than Forbes actually said he was worth a year ago. So we know he's at least worth twice what he was a year ago. But some crazy stuff. I think down here it talked a little about we talked about Bezos last week, I think, too, or one of those weeks. But it talks about him down here a little bit. I do kind of feel sorry for Jeff because it says that Bezos doesn't receive stock options like Musk does. That Bezos got a modest salary of $81,840 in 2019, which would really make you feel sorry for him. But he got security services valued at $1.6 million a year. So there you go. We all got that nice little bump. But rather than benefit from stock options or grants, as do most CEOs, Bezos just gets his from the rise in the shares, but not Musk, because he owns 170 million Tesla shares outright, which has a worth of about $137.2 billion. That's with a B. And that's in addition to the option, the new ones that he bought. So it's kind of crazy, but there is that money out there. So if you want to get rolling, just buy you an electric car company and buy you some rockets and some satellites and stuff, and you too can be right up there with Elon Musk. All right. Well, what else we got? Oh, well, we got something a little exciting for us at A to B for me. We are introducing our new podcast, which is now on Spotify, Anchor FM. So, as if you didn't get enough of me already, now you don't have to look at me, which is probably might be a good thing. But I do have COVID hair every now and then, or no hair, or one or the other. But we're introducing our new A to B for Me podcast. So we're super excited about that. All right, well, let's go back and review what we did this week and why it was important to us. Well, young love is always important to us. Yeah, we want to keep that young love, even if we're old folks, right? Jan and I have been married 43 years, and if I had a little battery operated car, I'd take her to McDonald's too. So, but keep the love going at home. Family is so important. Your relationships are so important. So I know we get busy and we got a lot of stuff we got to do. But make one of your key actions at every day, and make one of your gratitudes every day is to give a little sweetie a kiss on the cheek, and make sure you keep that love rolling in your family. The winter storms, well, got to be prepared. I mean, if you want to get out there and buy wind farms and have solar, you might want to make sure that if something crazy happens, you're gonna be ready for it. But the bottom line is, you just keep rolling. Things are gonna happen in life that you don't expect. You think you got all the bases covered, but maybe things don't happen like they're supposed to. So, what all you gotta do is just keep on rolling, and just keep on moving, and then have an attitude like Mattress Mac, and get out there and help the community when there's problems. Get out there and be that beacon in the storm, literally, and help folks out. So I think Mattress Mac will probably benefit from that, but I don't think that was his main motivation going into it. He just wants to truly has a heart of service, and wants to help folks. So kudos out to Mattress Mac for that. The fish duck. Well, this is just innovation right here. I mean, carrying. I mean, I don't know who'd have thought of how to make a fish life jacket, but the world just never ceases to amaze me at the things that we can come up with. So here's a guy. I mean, he might even have a whole line now. I mean, maybe could get Kim Kardashian, to do a video on him. He'll be a billionaire selling goldfish life jackets. I don't know, but good to them for helping out that little fish. And then the little things in life that we just don't even realize. Throwing those apple cores out. Well, heck, I've done it. If you follow me, you've seen me do it. But who'd have thought? I mean, it's kind of fun to, be going 75 miles an hour, roll down that pasture window and chuck out there and see if you can make it, right? But we got to stop that. You guys, just take care of the environment. Apparently, we're messing it up. So let's, either use all our earthworms or throw them away, or put the apples in the receptacle. But Falcon X, again, this is just, my goodness gracious, it's just a testament to technology, and how you just keep your thinking cap on. I mean, in school, you have to tell everybody all the time, man, put your thinking cap on. Well, just come up with new ideas and great things to do. So, and you'll be in a position here, like old poor old little Elon, and you can buy yourself some, 24 something $million with a option. So good to go. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Again, reach out to us on our podcast. We're going to be putting something out there now and then. Some of it might be duplicatable, but I know I need to talk a little slower. But anyway, we'll be getting those rolling for you as well. But hey, have a great week. Keep moving in the direction of your dreams, and we will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.